Welcome back to our channel here on the SMT Media Network. We're going to do a quick film breakdown on Game 2 of the NBA Finals, and I'm going to explain to you guys why the Indiana Pacers lost this game. It's really, really simple. They played their worst game defensively of the entire playoffs. They haven't played a game this bad, in my opinion, during their whole run. I don't think they played worse against the Cavs. I don't think they played worse against the Bucks or the Knicks. They saved their worst game defensively for Game 2 of the NBA Finals against the Thunder, and the Thunder made them pay. And it was glaringly obvious from the very beginning of the game, something was wrong defensively with the Pacers. So let's take a look at some plays where I can highlight it for you to show you guys how awful their defense was and how uncharacteristic it was for the Pacers to play like this. All right, so this play actually was right off the jump ball, and I'm going to show you guys right off the rip what exactly happened here. So to start this play, right off the jump ball, you'll see that SJ is actually off the ball. They did this quite a bit in this game. He was not the primary ball handler for the entire game. He was able to take breaks. He was on the bench. He got a breather. Jay Williams, J-Dub was actually able to do some of that. I saw Lou Dort bring up the ball, Cason Wallace in this case, so that, the Thunder were giving him some different looks. Primary on-ball defender here is Tyrese Halliburton. He makes a huge mistake. Or if this was going to be the way the Pacers were going to play this, it should have been communicated and executed better. All right, so let's watch how this play goes. Cason Wallace is going to dribble right, pass, simple screen. There's too much space between Cason Wallace and Tyrese Halliburton. And the problem with this was very simply the fact that it was a simple dribble handoff and pass. Like, there's nothing to this. Here's Tyrese Halliburton. He's just watching the ball, right? And then he's kind of sort of watching the guy he's supposed to be defending. I think it's Nesmith on the other side there guarding J-Dub. Watch as we kind of go through this. That is a simple handoff. So Halliburton goes under. He's out of position. He over pursues. Look at his right foot. That right foot needs to absolutely be inside this lane, cutting off Cason Wallace from access to the paint. He needs to either force him around or force him completely back. There is too much space between Nesmith and Halliburton. He simply cuts in, and he's inside the paint for this layup. Siakam doesn't close the gap enough. By the way, if Cason Wallace decides to, this ball comes out for a three ball that's wide open, and he can make that shot too. And he didn't even follow through on that defensive help. Very bad possession for the Pacers. All right, here's the next offensive possession for the Thunder. J-Dub at the top. He's in action with Chet Holmgren. Nesmith is defending on the ball. Turner is defending. He's the one who's on Chet Holmgren. Let's see how they play this and watch the mistakes that they do make. All right, we got a switch. Miles Turner is now defending J-Dub. Looks like Nesmith kind of sort of wanted to get back over to J-Dub. Now he's kind of sort of wanting to defend Chet Holmgren. This is a problem. Nesmith not being on someone is a problem. Either you should have made the switch and made the switch completely, which they're kind of sort of trying to do here, or you stick with it, fight through the screen. They didn't fight through the screen. They switched. Miles Turner is on J-Dub, and now you've got Nesmith in no man's land, and you've got Chet Holmgren ready to catch the ball and shoot the three. He receives the pass. Pump fake. Here's the problem with this defense from Mathurin. Because he was sort of out of position, now he's trying to compensate so he can make a play on the ball. He has to close out very quickly and aggressively. Chet Holmgren is going to pump fake. Nesmith completely bites. And now Chet Holmgren has him out of position. Look, his left foot hasn't even landed yet, and Chet Holmgren's already by him on the pump fake. And Nesmith is actually fouling him here, so he could have been called for it. The refs missed it or chose not to blow the whistle. Now Chet Holmgren has a free pass into the paint. He's going to dribble, drive. The help is there. It's there from Halliburton. They challenge the shot, but Chet Holmgren is like 7 foot 20 inches in height, so he's going to have a chance not only at scoring this ball, he's going to have a chance at a rebound if he misses the shot, which he does. And look, Nesmith is getting pushed out of the way. Miles Turner is the biggest player on the court for the Pacers, nowhere to be found because he was on J-Dub on the perimeter, and there's an easy 2 points. All right, next possession here. This one is going to be with SGA in action. We've got Lou Dort setting the screen at the top. A little bit of spread, J-Dub on the left side. You've got Cason Wallace down in the corner, and here's Chet Holmgren nearest to the play. He's nearest to the ball side of the play. Let's see what happens. Mr. Pascal Siakam, what the hell are you doing? Look at Siakam. He's 10 feet away from Lou Dort, who clearly wants to shoot the ball. All these guys on the perimeter on this floor for the Thunder want to shoot the three. You are too far away from the ball. You are too far away from Lou Dort. He can clearly get a good look at the rim. He is going to raise up and shoot this. It doesn't matter that he's 25 feet away from the rim. In today's NBA, everybody takes and makes 25-foot threes. So, Mr. Siakam, you need to immediately close this gap. He should be at the three-point line at the very least, closing in on this, so that way Lou Dort has to either pass or dribble or do something with the ball other than getting a clean look from 25 feet. Terrible defense. Oh, but there's more. Here's SGA, Cason Wallace coming to set the screen. All right, the score is now 7-5. The points for the Thunder have been so easy to come by so far in this game. Indy was scoring a little bit, but their defense was atrocious. Let's see what happens on this play. Simple screen. He gets into the paint. He bullies Halliburton. Mr. Tyrese Halliburton, what are you doing? You're just letting SGA get to his spot. There wasn't even a single slightest bit of resistance here. So you start with, I believe that's Nembhard defending on the ball. And then Tyrese Halliburton obviously is going to be in the switch, so they get the screen. There's too much space. Look at the amount of space between Tyrese Halliburton and SGA. No way in hell you give that guy that kind of space. And look at your feet. Your right foot is crisscrossed. That is not going to get the job done. Positioning way out of whack. Too much space. SGA is going to simply go into the inside. Halliburton is going to be sprinting to try to recover. He's behind on the play. Simple little shove here from SGA creates some space. He's going to raise up from about 10 feet, and this is going to be an easy bucket. Tyrese Halliburton, no resistance, no pushback, nothing defensively. All right, here we got action that is, it's completely away from the rim. They're not even close. I've got a little bit of a spread here. I've got Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren down at the bottom. I think SGA is drifting into the corner. And then in terms of the action, it's Cason Wallace to set the screen. J-Dub is the ball handler. Nesmith is on the ball defending. Tyrese Halliburton would be involved in the switch if it happened. Let's see how this plays out. Nesmith fights through. He's behind. J-Dub dribbles. Okay, where the hell are we right now? What are we actually doing? Let me bring this back real quick, because this is the gift that keeps on giving from the Pacers. All right, so I've got coverage here in the bottom. I'm just going to move this because we know where the play is going. All right, I've got action in the bottom left-hand screen here that's going to happen. So we've got Chet Holmgren, we've got Lou Dort, and SGA just hanging out, right? J-Dub is going to try to get the ball into the paint. So he dribbles. Check the defensive rotations. All right, so Miles Turner is now off of Chet Holmgren. He's there to help on J-Dub, which means Siakam is watching. He wants to see where the rotations are going to go. If Nembhard is going to rotate to Holmgren, that leaves SGA open. Siakam would have to rotate. There'd be a whole bunch of rotations. But here's what happens with these rotations. Run the play. Ball comes out. It doesn't go to Chet. Nembhard tries to get cute on the rotation. He left SGA open in the corner for three. There is nobody there to close out on that shot. It is a wide open three, and your MVP can knock it down. Splash. The action is here over by the timeline. A lot of screens were set very high in this game. It's something that's been happening all series long. SGA is dribbling the ball, and looks like Caruso is setting the screen. Obi Toppin is in the action. Looks like Nembhard is trying to fight through the screen. Let's see how they play this. All right, the screen works. By the way, the Thunder set really good screens. So you've got Nembhard back with Caruso. You've got Obi Toppin defending SGA. That is advantage SGA all day long, right? But Toppin is a very athletic guy, so he can fight to be in this play. He stays with SGA pretty well. The problem is SGA is a much quicker guard. It makes it a very, very tough challenge for Toppin. Let's see how he plays this. He gets right into the paint, pump fake. We got a dish, Hartenstein. Okay, Nembhard. What the hell? Nembhard, the gift that keeps on giving. We just saw him blow the play before, right? We just saw him miss that play. Here he is blowing this one. Watch this again. Nembhard rotating. He's drifting. Where are you going? You're ball watching. Alex Caruso wide open for three. Nembhard, the defensive gift that keeps on giving. Oh, but there's more. Check out this play here. All right, we've got action at the top. Hartenstein is now in the game. SGA is in the center of the three-point line. There's a little bit of bunching here at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see Caruso in the bottom left corner. Chet Holmgren's on that side. So all the action really kind of in pockets across the court. Let's see what the Thunder choose to do here. Looks like Halliburton is defending the ball. I think Thomas Bryant is defending Isaiah Hartenstein. Let's see what happens there. I think it's Nesmith on SGA. Toppin is on Chet Holmgren. And then TJ McConnell is defending Caruso. But you see, all these guys are very, very excessively ball watching. And let's see how this defensive play kind of ends for them. Oh. Oh, man, this is such a terrible defensive play. Oh, my God. This is so bad. Actually, a very, very nice pass. But come on, let's get real here. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. Mr. Tyrese Halliburton, you are sleeping. And then the help is late. A great play there by, I think it was Cason Wallace. Next play kind of in transition here. The Pacers are back. So you're going to see all the guys kind of getting picked up here. Let's see how the Thunder kind of attack the defense in this particular instance. I don't like the fact that there's so much space between the Pacers and their defensive assignments, especially SGA with the ball. You have to get close to him. You cannot give him space to operate. Looks like Nesmith is defending, or is that Thomas Bryant? Hard to tell. All right, so Bryant is on his back pedals, right? He doesn't have a chance. SGA can do whatever the hell he wants in this position. All right, SGA dishes. Hartenstein with the pump fake. McConnell bites. Wide open three. What the hell are we doing? Mr. McConnell, stay down. You got open threes because you couldn't play fundamentally sound defense. Oh, but there's more. All right, in this particular instance, we're going to have SGA. He's dribbling. We've got space. You've got Caruso, bottom left corner. Looks like Isaiah Joe possibly at the top in the corner. I think it's Chet down here nearest to us on the screen. Isaiah Hartenstein in the action. SGA is scanning the floor. All right, Hartenstein cuts into the paint. They got a mismatch. Thomas Bryant and SGA. Shea is going to eat that up. Wide open three for Chet. Splash. All right, so what are the Pacers doing here? What's their process? Well, there's a lot of fuckery going on up here. Let's just start there. Siakam right now is actually on no one. He really needs to be closer to Chet. Chet is a three-point threat. He can make that shot, so he should be closer. He's cheating on defense. Look where he is. Look where he is. Now, why is Siakam there? Why is he so far away from Holmgren? Why is he helping so aggressively on SGA? That's because Thomas Bryant can't guard SGA. That's because nobody can guard SGA. So he's literally plugging up this hole, which very typically SGA would try to get into this area, operate to get his two-point shots. He's very, very effective here. So they took that away, right? But now you have to literally sprint. You have to sprint to Chet. The play went the other side. You have to get back to your defensive assignment. The Pacers' best defenders were making mistakes in this game. And then their very average defenders were playing horribly. So the reason why the Thunder won in blowout fashion is because the Pacers' defense was absolutely trash. They were garbage. This is why the Thunder were up by 20 for most of the game. Defensively, the Pacers just did not have it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did. Drop me some comments, like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. We've got a long time between now and the next game in Indiana, so we could continue to do some film breakdowns. If you guys want to see some more film breakdowns from the Thunder offense or the Thunder defense, let me know. But this was something that really stuck out to me in yesterday's game. The Pacers out of position very frequently. Horrible defensive rotations, very poor executions. This is why the Pacers lost game 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon on the next video.